What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. In this video, we're going to be going over, updating and going over all that has been going on in the Middle East, because Israel continues to do what Israel does, and it needs to. I know with so much like going on here in the U.S. around everything, I mean, it's just like everything's hits. It seems like every day there's something else going on. This swarm of events and things being said and concerns and whatnot. It's hard to keep up with all the stuff, but we can't keep take our eyes off of other things going on, like Gaza. It oftentimes gets kind of like buried in the flood of everything. So I want to try to continue to try to keep eyes on what's going on over there, so that we don't forget there is a fucking genocide still going on over there. So that's what we're going to do today in this video. Thank you for joining me here. If you're new here, please consider checking out other videos on the channel. Consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you want to check out the other channels as well, JMDPLAY, puzzling, consider subscribing to those as well. That'd be very much appreciated. Any support you do, or any, anything you do helps out the channels, helps out me, helps out the JMD Nation overall. There's links and stuff there for support if you want to give any support, whether it's ongoing or one time. Any support you give is very much appreciated, and I thank you very, very much. And if you're returning, freaking awesome. Thank you. Welcome back. Keep coming back and keep growing this nation. Keep growing what we do here. So, the recent thing of what's been going on is a big, huge ground invasion in central Gaza, in Gaza City. It has only continued to intensify. Bombings like crazy. Of course, under the guise, as has been all along, of taking out Hamas. Where they're blowing up hospitals, residential buildings, those that are left. I mean, it's not that much even left, but they're just continuing to obliterate. Opening up escape corridors for the population, at like different times. Like it's open from the quickly shoot through and then close and then open and close. Into supposed safe areas. All humanitarian aid to the north has basically been cut off. Famine is rampant, and it's death. The official numbers are now over 65,000, although we know that the numbers are way higher than that, like ridiculously, probably way higher than that. And nothing seems to stop it. Nothing seems to stop it. The last video we talked about how there was the bombing in Qatar, and in the recent days we finally have had video footage of like Hamas leadership and stuff coming out to talk about it, stating that there's a couple of the videos I saw is stating basically how they feel that they were in the middle of looking over proposals that we were giving them, proposals that apparently we were giving them. According to them, we were giving multiple proposals over 24 hours, changing proposals every time, doing 180s, and they were trying to keep up, trying to look over them, trying to figure out stuff. This was all proposals for a ceasefire. And then the bombs drop. uh, where they, were then fleeing for their lives. And they now feel like the U.S. is an untrusting mediator. I mean, that's what we've become for them, because they, are trying to go in and to work this out. Hamas has been, whatever you want to say, we've talked about this multiple times. It seems as if they legitimately go into these trying to be is forward, trying to get some sort of proposal, trying to get a ceasefire, and Israel or the U.S. in some way, form, or fashion always seems to blow it up, literally and figuratively. So they feel like the U.S. is not really helping in the mediations, that we are playing along with Israel and what they declare. And whenever Israel wants to make a change, or however far the goalpost Israel wants to push it, we go along with it. So, I mean, to me, it looks like ceasefire talks are pretty much dead right now. And to further that, we had a UN resolution that was being put forth to the Security Council at the UN recently, and this was all about trying to end the genocide. To create a ceasefire and release of all hostages and humanitarian aid, being placed in place. Same type of stuff that they've been over and over and over and over. Resolution being proposed in the UN. And everybody voted for it except for the U.S. The U.S. once again, for like the 6th time, vetoed the resolution to stop the ceasefire. We did. 14-1. 14-1. 14 countries voted on the resolution. The U.S. vetoed it. So as much as the U.S. or our president or anybody else may come up in there and talk on video about, oh yes, of course we're trying to work on a ceasefire. It's what we're trying to do. It's no different from when fucking Biden was in here claiming that they were trying to go for a ceasefire and trying to work on out, and it never happened. Hell, as a matter of fact, from evidence that I've seen, it even though it never happened, it does seem like Biden to some degree was actually trying to some degree, although I'm not completely convinced of that either. More so than Trump anyways. And on top of that, you have international condemnation going on right now that is little by little increasing, but it's increasing in a way that I feel like is not going to really even be that effective. You had, if you remember, back in December of 2023, South Africa brought about a investigation proceedings for the ongoing, actions of Israel to identify whether or not it was a genocide. And that investigation started in January of 2024. Well, we're a year and a half from that, over a year and a half from that, and they have finally concluded the investigation and come to the 5 factors to identify whether a genocide is occurring. 5 factors, only one of which needs to be present for a genocide to be declared. And the investigation concluded that 4 out of the 5 conditions were met. to call this a genocide. So now officially, the UN, the international community, through this investigation has declared that what Israel is committing, which we've all known from the get-go, was committing a genocide. So now you have some countries coming out trying to put pressure on Israel in ways like, let's see, banning Israel from sporting events, like we've done Russia. That, if Russia is being banned because of acts that they've done and we're not banning Israel, then that doesn't make much sense. So we need to ban Israel. Okay. From sporting events. Not, let's stop sending military aid. Let's put sanctions on them. No, none of that. Let's just stop them from being included in some sporting events. Woo. Okay, well, I guess that will put some pressure on them. Don't want to put too much pressure, though. Don't want to look like we're like really hitting them in the guts, But there's pressure being added, and it's increasing even very slightly. To what degree it will actually do anything, not sure. But does that, what little bit of pressure that is, does Netanyahu like go, oh, okay, whatever, bro? I mean, so what? We can't be in one. No. He goes out there like the little bitch he is, and speaks at a meeting after the bombing in Qatar. The U.S. we send 250 legislators to Israel in a meeting that is called U.S. legislators, a meeting that's called 50 states and one Israel. Now, it's been said and joked for a while that, like, Israel is kind of our 51st state. Although some could argue that Israel is treated better than even the 50 states that we declare and given more aid and help to by our U.S. government. We have a meeting. 250 legislators go to be basically bribed by Israel. To be told to get in line, to get behind Israel, and to stop, basically, for anti-BDS measures, which we already have many states who have laws on the books about anti-BDS towards Israel, like not being able to boycott or anything on Israel. Yeah. Honestly, we've talked about this before. There are states in our union where it's illegal to boycott Israel. It doesn't exist for any other country. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even exist for states within our union. You understand that? You can boycott any state in our union, but you can't boycott Israel. So at this meeting, Netanyahu proceeds to act like, oh, the pressure is increasing, so and we are becoming more and more isolated. So we need to set up some avenues to where we won't be affected by any international pressure that is coming our way. We need some independent arming, military weaponry, or whatever. We need an independent arms factory, like pathway, to be able to get all the things that they need to continue what they're doing independently from the international community. Isn't this the kind of stuff that we like condemn for a lot of other countries? About how they smuggle weapons in from other countries and stuff, like illegally, and we call them what do we call them? What do we call them? Oh yeah, we call them terrorist states or terrorist groups. But Israel, Netanyahu is requesting this same type of like idea. While Israel continues along with its aggression in Gaza, continues on with its aggression in the West Bank, it's done bombed almost every country around itself. It just dropped some major bombs back in Lebanon. Yeah, you know, that country to the north with Hezbollah, that they still have parts of South Hezbollah under their control. There was a peace treaty and ceasefire put back into place last like November or whatever. Yet technically, Israel is not held to that whatsoever. They have been doing little small operation things all throughout Lebanon, attacking like vehicles and things like that to take out Hezbollah members and all this, that were kind of going unnoticed. But now they officially, once again, for the first time since, dropped full-on major bombs in villages across southern Lebanon. Sending over social media a evacuation notice to those areas an hour before dropping them. Areas that are reportedly fairly densely populated. That's their moral, like, you know, argument. That we warned them. We warned them ahead of time that we were going to attempt to blow them the fuck up. And while the, you know, minuscule international condemnation has been going on, I would actually say that there's probably more pushback internally in Israel than it is outside. You have continued protest, escalation within inside Israel, almost now on a daily basis. There's continuously ongoing protesting going on, to the point even IDF soldiers. In a Knesset meeting the other day, showed in a sort of kind of a protest manner, throwing down like mental health medications and stuff, including fentanyl and other things like that, where soldiers were using this medication to help with their mental illness and mental capacity around the actions that they are being told to do in Gaza. and the disturbing things that they are being asked to do and they are carrying out and dealing with the situation in Gaza, the mental health that they have incurred, and the medications and stuff that they are having to take, and they're not getting support. They are arguing they're not getting support from the government in protecting their mental health while being asked to do these things. That they are falling to these medications and stuff that, are not in the best interest for them personally and mentally to try to cope with what they're doing. And we've had ongoing new reports now from even like Haaretz and stuff like that, an internet publication within Israel from anonymous soldiers. Take it for what you will, but they're anonymous soldiers discussing and revealing actions that are being done, admitting to shooting and killing innocent people. They're being forced and pressed, commanded by their commanders to do so. Even in these humanitarian aid areas, to just kill them. Just not, or arguing that anybody that walks into some sort of specific zone that's like a no-go zone or something like that, and they just happen to walk through it, regardless of what their age are, regardless of whether or not they are considered a threat or anything, the commander's just telling them they're a threat, take them out. Soldiers admitting to killing children because they're being forced to, they're being told to, commanded to. You've had commanders and like reservists and stuff who are actively like deciding to go against orders to go back out into the field because they do not agree with what's going on because it's immoral. But Netanyahu doesn't seem to give a fuck. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about the hostages. He doesn't care about the people and their concerns. He doesn't care about his own IDF soldiers. Just do the job, eliminate, kill, remove these people because this land, this is the plan all along. And then Smotrich, that asshole, talking about the real estate of Gaza being a real estate bonanza. This is what's going on. And all these things going on, death continuing, killing of innocent people, children admitted by IDF soldiers, protests, condemnation, UN arguing it is concluded that it's a genocide. We've talked about this before, that the U.S. is the only one. The U.S. is the only one that can truly stop Israel and what they're doing. And yet we are deciding to veto. We are deciding to veto UN resolutions that would demand de-escalation, demand ceasefire, demand for the release of hostages, demand for humanitarian aid to be led into Gaza. We are vetoing that. We are completely complicit. We are continuing to allow this to happen. We have helped Israel screw over negotiation talks. We continue to arm them We veto any kind of action from the UN protecting Israel from the international community. This is what the US has become. This is what the US is doing. This is what your Make America Great Again project is doing. Committing a genocide. Killing innocent people. Attempting to eradicate them from the earth. Are you happy? Does this please you? Does this make America great? Does this make us the best country in the world? Are you proud of it? Does this make us a good Christian nation? I'm just asking. I know what the fucking answer is. I know what the answer is. Do you? How far do we got to go? How immoral do we have to be? How much apologizing are you going to do for this country, our military, our leadership, our complacency and complicitness in a country completely trying to eradicate a group of people? This is like Goliath and David, except for we are Goliath. Think about that for a second. I am overdone with this whole thing. Okay. Boycott. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Israel. Fuck Netanyahu. Fuck his government. And quite frankly, for being complicit in this, fuck the US. Fuck Trump. Fuck his administration. Fuck anybody that has gone along with this. Our UN ambassador. The ambassador to Israel. Our negotiators. Fuck them all. Take that. You want to shut down my free speech? Because that's what we're going to talk about next. Thank you very much for joining me. Let me know what you think. Until next time, peace. Clear Talk with love. I'm out.